Narrated by Al-Bara. The first of the companions of the Prophet peace be upon him who came to us, in Medina, were Musab bin Umar and Ibn Maktum, and they started teaching us the Qur'an. Then came Amr, Bilal and Sad. Afterwards Umar bin al-Khattab came along with a batch of 20 men, and after that the Prophet peace be upon him came. I never saw the people of Medina so pleased with anything as they were with his arrival, so that even the little boys and girls were saying, "This is Allah's messenger peace be upon him who has come." He, the Prophet peace be upon him, did not come to Medina, till I had learned Surat al-Allah and also other similar surahs. Narrated by Abdullah bin Zama. That he heard the Prophet peace be upon him delivering a sermon, and he mentioned the she-camel and the one who hamstrung it. Allah's messenger peace be upon him recited, when the most wicked man among them went forth to hamstrung the she-camel. Surah 91 verse 12. Then he said, a tough man whose equal was rare and who enjoyed the protection of his people, like Abu Zama went forth to hamstrung it. The Prophet peace be upon him then mentioned about the women, in his sermon. It is not wise for any one of you to lash his wife like a slave, for he might sleep with her the same evening. Then he advised them not to laugh when somebody breaks wind and said, why should anybody laugh at what he himself does? Narrated by Alqamah. I went to Sham with a group of the companions of Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Abu ad-Darda heard of our arrival, so he came to us and said, is there anybody among you who can recite Qur'an? We replied in the affirmative. Then he asked, who is the best reciter? They pointed at me. Then he told me to recite, so I recited the verse, by the night as it envelopes, by the day as it appears in brightness, by him who created male and the female. Surah 92 verse 1-3. Abu ad-Darda then said to me, did you hear it, like this, from the mouth of your friend, Abdullah bin Mas'ud? I said, yes. He said, I too heard it, like this, from the mouth of the Prophet, but these people do not consider this recitation as the correct one. Narrated by Ibrahim. The companions of Abdullah bin Mas'ud came to Abu Darda, and before they arrived at his home, he looked for them and found them. Then he asked them, who among you can recite Qur'an, as Abdullah recites it? They replied, all of us. He asked, who among you knows it by heart? They pointed at Alqamah. Then he asked Alqamah, how did you hear Abdullah bin Mas'ud reciting Surat al-Layl, the night? Alqamah recited, by the male and the female. Abu ad-Darda said, I testify that I heard me Prophet reciting it likewise, but these people want me to recite it, and by him who created male and female, but by Allah, I will not follow them. Narrated by Ali. We were in the company of the Prophet peace be upon him in a funeral procession at Baqi al-Gharqad. He said, there is none of you but has his place written for him in paradise or in the hell fire. They said, O Allah's apostle, shall we depend on this fact and give up work? He said, carry on doing good deeds, for everybody will find it easy to do what will lead him to his destined place. Then he recited, as for the one who is charitable, mindful of Allah, and firmly believes in the finest reward, we will facilitate for them the way of ease. And as for the one who is stingy, indifferent to Allah, and staunchly denies the finest reward, we will facilitate for them the path of hardship. Surah 92 verse 5-10.